I am starting my stopwatch right now, and you'll see why later. Alright, welcome guys to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the very popular Evive Nutrition smoothie cubes. If you've been on any kind of social media and you like healthy things, I feel like you've definitely been recommended these and shown these in your ads. I'm definitely a fan of those fast meals that are also healthy, so I knew when I saw these that I had to try them. So if this is something that you're on the fence about or you're just wondering how they work, then definitely keep watching and you'll see how I actually make it, and I'll also tell you my first impressions, the pros and cons of it, and some final remarks. So first off, what are Evive smoothie cubes? Well, as you can see here, they come in this thing which is called a wheel. And the whole point of it is that you take your cup and then you punch these through. So they're little like ice cube, smoothie cube things. And then you put in whatever liquid you want. So that could be water, it could be orange juice, it could be any type of milk, etc. Also, Evive distinguishes itself as the only smoothie out there that doesn't require a blender. So that is really cool and innovative. The first impression I had was that this is super cool. I don't have to do anything to prep it. It's pretty instant, it's healthy, and also the packaging is recyclable. So it doesn't need to go in the garbage and produce more waste. One thing that I was really worried about though was the price. So I saw the bags at the store and I thought, okay, so this is $12 Canadian, and I don't know how many wheels are in there. I actually thought there was just one wheel in the package, but it turns out that there are 3. So I'm going to show you now what the bag looks like and what's inside it. So this is one of my bags that I got recently. I have not tried this flavor, so you'll see that here for the first time. But this is what the bag looks like. And again, I had no idea how many wheels were in it. I was shopping online, I used Instacart, so I couldn't actually feel it in the store. So it's really cool. It has the instructions in the back here, which we'll go through later in the video. And it tells you what the flavors are, it shows you some pictures, etc. So there's 2 tabs here that I can pull. Simple like that. And as you can see, there are 3 wheels in there. So got 1, 2, 3, and it's empty. So there's 3 wheels in the bag. The bag is roughly $12 Canadian, so that comes to about $4 per wheel. And the way that these smoothie cubes work is that 1 wheel is 1 meal, and half of a wheel is a snack. So usually I have this for lunch or breakfast when I just don't feel like prepping or there's nothing left over that I can eat, and I just have the full wheel and it's awesome. So let's get into the pros of the smoothie cubes. I really like that it's blender free, as I already said. I don't really like having to wash the blade and the whole blender every single time I make a smoothie. In this case, I do have to wash this cup every single time I make it, but it's definitely much less effort for me. I also really like the flavors of the Evive smoothie cubes. So far I have this red one that you saw, this green one, and I also have a yellow one. I can show you that. So I've only tried the yellow one and the green one, and so far I really like the flavors. When you drink it, it just tastes very fresh and delicious and citrusy. It's sweet enough that you're enjoying it, but it's not like overkill, and it doesn't feel like you're drinking spinach at the same time. And I can just tell you what the ingredients are for one of the smoothie cubes. So the red one here has raspberry, strawberry, date, rehydrated plant-based proteins, which includes water, pea protein, chia protein, natural vanilla flavor, sea salt, and stevia leaf extract. Also ingredients are beet, chia seeds, orange, lemon, mint, and dehydrated vegetable blend, which includes spinach, broccoli, carrot, tomato, beet, and shiitake. So you can tell by this ingredient list that these smoothie cubes are made up of natural and healthy foods. There's nothing that I can't pronounce. There's nothing that stands out to me as really unhealthy. I don't even think I heard the word sugar in there. Like, it's all just the natural fruits and vegetables. Another thing that I really like about the Evive smoothie cubes is that you can mix any liquid that you want. I don't really have milk or juice in the house because I just don't drink those things, so I usually mix mine with the water from the fridge, and it is awesome. It doesn't feel like I'm missing out on anything, but I have seen reviews where they mix orange juice and it's really fruity. So there's lots of options and you can get really creative. Okay, let's talk about the cons of the Evive Nutrition smoothie cubes. My first one, and kind of a prominent thing that I noticed, is that it's not as instant as you think. So when you see the ads, you see, okay, they take this, they plop in the cubes, and then they shake it up and they can drink it. But the reality is that these come right out of the freezer and they are frozen. It actually says on the package that you need to wait 20 minutes for the cubes to thaw once they're in your cup with the liquid. And so this really hit me the first time because I was waking up in the morning, I just wanted my smoothie, I was hungry, and I realized, oh my gosh, I need to wait 20 minutes to actually shake my smoothie and drink it. So it's not as instant as you think. It does take a bit of time, just like prepping your own meal. It's just much quicker, the process of actually preparing it. So that's actually why at the beginning of filming this episode, I started the stopwatch so that I could see how long this guy was out for, easily put the cubes in, shake it up, and show you guys how this thing works. Similar to my last con, one of the things that I also noticed about this is when you take the smoothie cubes right out of the freezer, they are rock hard like ice cubes. So it's actually very difficult to pop these out of their package into the cup. I actually found I needed to have Joey's help, or I would just leave it to thaw for a few minutes and then pop them in. But I can tell you, if you have a somewhat cold freezer that actually freezes things, it is going to be hard to pop them into this right away. Another con I found is that it doesn't tell you on the package or anywhere how much liquid to put in. It tells you put your favorite liquid in, but it doesn't say use 1 cup or 8 ounces of liquid. It just doesn't tell you anywhere, so it's kind of a guessing game. Now, this video is not sponsored, I don't work for Evive, but if I were on their design team, then I would definitely recommend putting some sort of liquid indicator on there. Obviously, some people like more liquid and some people like less. It's all different, but if you could just have like kind of an average, then that would be really helpful for new people. If you've seen my other videos, then you'll know that I reside in Canada, and it seems that Canada doesn't have all the flavors that the US has. So the place that I got mine at has yellow, pink, and this green one, and another store also has kind of a more blue or purple one. So I have seen that mocha is one of the flavors they offer, but I haven't seen that in Canada. So that's just one thing if you're Canadian and you're interested in this, is that you may not get all the flavors that you want, you might just have to choose out of these ones. But as I said earlier, I think the flavors are all super delicious. I'll try this today for the first time, but so far I've been really enjoying the flavors, so I don't think that you can go too wrong. So my final remarks are that I really do love the flavors. I've actually been craving these quite often, but I've been trying to save them for the sake of this video. So afterward, I'm sure that we'll need to buy more because I'm just gonna drink them all up. I also really love the price point. Again, I was really worried that it was going to be $12 for the bag for like 1 wheel, but there's 3 wheels inside. I'm super impressed about that. Honestly, I'm not crazy about the idea of waiting 20 minutes to eat this meal, or how difficult it is to get the cubes into the cup when they're right out of the freezer. So that's something that I'm going to play around with, see if there's ways around it, and see if it's worth it. But for now, I really like how convenient they are and how tasty they are. So for now, I will definitely keep purchasing these and drinking them. Without further ado, let's open this up and try it out. So if I look at my stopwatch, since I've started filming this video, it has been 43 minutes. So I am going to open this up. I know for sure that this is going to be ready to put in here. Okay, so you just rip off this top thing, and there's a tab that makes it easier. Okay, you flip it upside down. You just pop the smoothie cubes out one by one. See if I can show you better. It's a little melted. I waited a little extra longer than I should have. I guess this is another con to mention. It's a little messy. I know that I waited longer than normal, but even when it's right out of the freezer, it's still a little messy. I always have to wash my hands after. So you can see that that's what's left over. So I'm just gonna rinse it. And now I'll put some water in this. So I usually do enough to cover the smoothie cubes, as you can see, and sometimes I do actually a bit more. Now, put the lid on. Also, I've kind of been gambling with the time that you have to wait, and sometimes I'll shake it before 20 minutes. And you'll find that there are still pieces of ice in there, so you just have to make sure you shake it really well. Come on. Okay. You always want to make sure the lid is on properly, because if you don't, it will spray everywhere. Just shake it. So like I said, I waited quite a while for this, 43 or 45 minutes. So it should be quite thawed. It shouldn't take too much effort. But I usually shake it quite vigorously like this. Then I just pop it off and test it out. Still as good as I remember. I find the green one tastes like spinach and kale with blueberry and banana. So like I said, it tastes healthy, but it also tastes sweet that you enjoy it. And actually, I'm gonna show you. So this is interesting. I've never waited this long. Like I said, 43, 45 minutes. It should be all thawed. It should not be hard to mix it together. There are some chunks. I'm gonna take a picture so you can see it. So it's been 40 to 50 minutes, still a few chunks, which is very interesting. I'm gonna give it another shake. Also, I actually have thought about putting a blender ball in it to make it break down easier, but in theory it's supposed to do it on its own. Let me check. Okay, definitely smaller chunks now. Smaller chunks, but you can still see chunks. Like, look. This is literally a piece of smoothie right there. So yeah, it's a lot of trial and error and experimenting and exploring with this. So I'm going to try the red one now. Like I said, I have tried the yellow one before, and if you're curious, I found it tasted, I think, like mango-y, almost gingery and citrusy. Also very delicious. This was actually my top choice when I decided to try the Evive smoothie cubes for the first time, and I was definitely not disappointed. So these guys have been sitting out a little less time, but I think long enough that it won't be too difficult to put it in here. Yeah. See, that's a little more accurate to what it usually is. And don't worry, I'm not going to drink all these after this video. It actually says here that you can refrigerate it for a while. It says, once a portion is thawed, refrigerate and use within 2 days. Do not refreeze. So I can just drink this for dinner today. I can drink it for lunch or breakfast tomorrow. Lots of options. So again, I don't have other forms of liquid, so I'm going to use the water again. What it looks like. Looks a little unappetizing when you see it in the water, but I guarantee you it tastes good and it's healthy. And for all you vegans out there, it is vegan friendly. And I think there's quite a significant amount of protein in it for a smoothie. Okay. See, look, you can see on my hands, I'm not sure if you can see, but there is some red marks, which means I am going to wash my hands again. I find I always have to wash it after this. This is a beautiful deep red color. I'm excited to try this. Okay. I taste hints of raspberry and watermelon, I think. Definitely raspberries in there. Yeah. I think raspberry is the strongest flavor, maybe a bit of cranberry. This is actually one of my more favorite ones. I would say that out of these three, the yellow, the pink, and the green is my least favorite. Red might actually be my top favorite, with a very close second of the yellow one. And like I said, this is my very first time trying it, so that was a completely natural first time impression for this flavor. I'm definitely a fan, guys. I almost want to say like blackberry too. Definitely berries are in there. And as I was taking a sip, I could feel some more chunks. I'm actually going to show you this time. So I had these chunks in my smoothie. You can see. So there are a few chunks. You do have to shake it and mix it a few more times. I'm definitely excited to try more of them. I hope they get more flavors into Canada because I love these things and I would be down to have one of these every single day for breakfast or every single day for lunch. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned something from this and might even want to go out and try this for yourself, because if you're someone like me who loves healthy options and loves the whole quick prep thing, then this is definitely for you. And like I said, despite the cons of the frozen cubes and the time it takes to thaw, I really do enjoy the flavors, possibly enough to keep buying this. If you like my content, guys, I really appreciate when you give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see other things that I post, then definitely click that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Raspberry and strawberry. That's actually the ingredient list that I read off to you guys. I totally forgot.